Strength is often measured in muscle and might, but what if the strongest people are the quiet ones, those who rise without recognition, endure without resentment, and love without condition? In this episode, we explore the meaning of true strength through the story of a monk whose quiet resilience changed everything I thought I knew. You've been lied to about what strength really is. Everyone worships the loudest voice in the room, the undefeated, the stone-faced, but most of what we call strength is just fear, dressed up as control. And that illusion? It's making us weaker. When you hear the word strength, what do you picture? A warrior? A CEO? A survivor? We live in a world obsessed with appearances, muscles, dominance, being unbothered. But here's the paradox. The people most desperate to look strong are often the most fragile inside. And the ones who walk quietly, without a need to prove themselves, those are the ones carrying real power. At a monastery tucked deep in the hills of Chiang Mai, there lived a monk named Somchai. Thin, quiet, nearly invisible. You'd overlook him in a crowd, but you'd be wrong to. A young man arrived, strong, proud, loud in all the ways the world praises. He looked at Somchai and said, "He doesn't even look like he could carry a bucket." So the head monk smiled and said, "Then carry firewood with him." At dawn, they chopped wood side by side. Hour after hour, the young man's hands blistered. His back ached. He grunted, cursed, and sweated. Somchai? Silent, steady, like water over stone. When it ended, the young man collapsed. Somchai simply bowed and moved on to sweep the leaves. Real strength doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need applause. It just endures. We're told, never cry, never quit, never back down. But let me ask you, what's stronger? Winning an argument or walking away from it when your peace is at stake? Crushing your opponent or choosing not to have one? We live in a culture where gentleness is mistaken for weakness, where silence is seen as submission. But if you can stay kind when others are cruel, if you can stay soft in a hard world, that's not weakness. That's power most people will never understand. Somchai once said something I'll never forget. The strongest people I know do not lift weights. They lift burdens. Quietly. There is strength in biting your tongue when your ego wants revenge. There is strength in showing up for someone else when no one showed up for you. There is strength in forgiving when the wound is still fresh. And maybe the hardest of all, there is strength in staying when it would be easier to run. There's a moment we all face, when life breaks something open inside us. A betrayal, a loss, a failure. Most people shut down, harden, build walls. But the monk taught me, whatever breaks you also reveals you. Your real strength isn't in avoiding the fall. It's in who you become after you hit the ground. The world doesn't need more strong-looking people. It needs more truthfully strong ones. People who've been through fire and didn't let it harden their hearts. So today, I invite you to rethink what you admire. Don't just honor the loud, the shiny, the celebrated. Honor the quiet ones, the steady ones, the ones who carry more than we'll ever see. And if you're one of them, if you're carrying something heavy today and doing it with grace, I see you. That is strength. That is rare. That is enough. Thank you for spending this moment in reflection with me. If this shifted your perspective, I invite you to subscribe, to share this with someone who's trying to stay soft in a world that often punishes softness. Until next time, stay gentle, stay grounded, and remember, what doesn't shout might just be the strongest voice in the room. What's your definition of strength? Share your thoughts below. Subscribe and join the journey within. If this message moved you, share it with someone who needs this reminder.